And we're heading you to Victoria now. We've grabbed David Eustace, who trains in partnership with Kieran Maher, and a big weekend of runners for the team. First of all, we want to focus on CAULFIELD, David, but also just give us an idea of how's the team sort of coming up towards spring racing?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Obviously, really big for 2-3 months for the whole stable and for everyone sort of involved in the spring. So really excited, really looking forward to it. We've got a really nice team of horses, and we'll look forward to Saturday, get that out of the way, and then it really begins in earnest after that.
David, you kick off with the first at CAULFIELD with Tooradin. Maybe you can just get my pronunciation a bit better there. John McNeil rides and yet to finish worse and second in 4 starts so far. What can we expect on Saturday?
Yeah, he's obviously had a great prep. He's a horse who's still progressing. Got narrowly beaten by a really smart horse of Lloyd's, and he steps out in trip, small field and a low pressure race, which suits him. He likes to roll along and sort of looks like he's the horse that will do that, and they may just allow him to set his own fraction. So that'll help stepping up in trip. And he's a very, very tough horse. He sort of looked beaten a long way out at Flemington and kept finding the line, wasn't beaten far. So as you say, Jai's got a good record on him, and he's going to run a huge race Saturday, and we think he's still improving.
What are the likely track conditions there at CAULFIELD? What can we expect from that?
Yeah, I think it'll be a genuine good fall. It's a 5 yesterday. The grounds, I don't think it's going to sort of dry out significantly, but he sort of goes on any ground. That horse, he'll handle the top of the ground. He'll handle wet ground as well.
Okay, moving on to the second, you've got the GAUCH there with Darren Gauchi, part of the ownership, along with looks like a big team of family as well. This horse fresh, but won really nicely before going to the paddock. How's the horse progressing for the new prep?
Yeah, look, we actually didn't sort of freshen him by design. He got a bit of a bug, and so we had to give him a couple of weeks out, which he is obviously over now. We've given him plenty of time to get over that, and has freshened up well. So work's been good. He worked really nicely on Saturday. Loves CAULFIELD, as long as the ground's not rattling, which, as I say, I don't think it will be. We're sort of really happy with this. Is his, this is bread and butter, fresh 11 round CAULFIELD. He loves it, and Matthew Cartwright knows him really well. So looking forward to a big run.
On to the fourth, you've got the McNeil Stakes here in BRUCKNER. Obviously, there's been a bit of an overnight incident with some jockeys being stood down. Have you managed to find a replacement jockey there?
Yeah, John Allen will ride. Obviously, great replacement, top jock, and our stable jockey in many ways. So a pretty seamless sort of change for us. The horse has travelled down from Sydney. He looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, he's got to step up a lot to beat the favourites. Clearly very good, but we've got a run under our belts. He's had a look around CAULFIELD with a gallop on Tuesday. He's 10-1, which is about the right price, we feel, and he's ready to make that sort of step up. It's a big question mark for a lot of these colts this time of year, and they've shown a bit of talent, and now they've got to make that next step. And hopefully, he can do that.
Yeah, you had a trial last week at Warwick Farm, winning that. What did you make of the trial?
That it was a very sharp trial. Yeah, he ran very good time on what was quite a wet track, and his sectionals were good. His top speed was good, and we were actually considering going to the 14. But the way he trialled, we've come back to the 12 in a small field, and we think that'll really suit. So, certainly on his trial, we thought he'd making good improvement from his win.
Okay, next one I want to go to is in the heath. Obviously, it's a decent quality sprint here, and you've got Amish Boy, who's a Group 1 performer from last preparation. You freshened the horse since Brisbane. How's he done in the lead up to this race?
Yeah, he's done really well. He's a horse who likes to be in work and have sort of short breaks in between his campaigns. So he holds plenty of residual. He's got good cover on him, and he'll improve for the run. His run style means that he doesn't win a lot. But this will be a nice stepping stone for him for different races through spring. We'd love to get him to the Rupert Clark and stretch him out to 14. But if not, there's a couple of races down the straight which will suit him. He's placed in the Newmarket last year, so he's shown he appreciates the straight. Look forward to him kicking off Saturday, and he'll improve significantly for it.
Could he become an Everest contender if he's doing everything right in the leader?
I think that's probably a bit of a stretch. You know, he has only won the one race, albeit been placed in plenty of good races. But I think the weight for a sprinting division is probably a bit strong for him.
Okay, good as gold. And your final runner for Caulfield's in the Henley Stakes. You've got Bartholomeu Dias in there with Theo Nugent doing the riding. Comes in fresh as well. How forward for this?
He's very forward for it. Yeah, he raced well and won fresh, and we're hoping to repeat the dose. Really, we targeted this race, slight step up in trip, strong pace. The only query is the track. You know, he's won on Hillside at Sandown, big track, and at Flemington. So, you know, tempo will be key here, and I hope that they're running on the day. And if they're doing that, he'll run a good race.
Who's the pick of your team heading towards Caulfield?
Tooradin's going really well. Small field. I think he can control the race, and I think it'd be hard to beat down the ways.
Okay, you've got plenty of runners, other venues as well. One I'm just keen to find out about is Heart of Puissance, who goes around in the Premier's Cup at Kembla Grange. Your thoughts on that runner?
Yeah, really looking forward to him kicking off. He's, you know, we've always had a high opinion of, and he showed some of that through winter. Had to freshen up. Conditions are key. We scratched him last weekend because of the ground, which was certainly the right decision. And we go to Sydney now. He's won up there and gets a genuine wet track, which he'll really appreciate. So, look, he'll improve the run. He's a colt, big, strong colt now, and has had freshen up. So the target's the Metropolitan. He might need a winner race to get into that. We'll see. Some years he would get in on what he's rated now. But the only concern, I suppose, is the Barrier 1. You know, he's a big horse. He just could get a little bit cluttered up on the fence. But Kembla's a nice big track. Karen's obviously a top rider. He'll work it out.
Yeah. Okay. Also, another couple of runners there. Runners at Doomben, Brackneville, and all over the show. Is there anything you could steer New Zealand punters towards outside the ones you've spoken about for Saturday racing?
I give Bartholomew Diaz a really good chance. I think the race will set up really nicely for him. As I say, there's a little bit of a query about the track, but I thought good odds. He had in a competitive race, I thought he had a really good chance.